Hi everyone, my name is Taté Walker. I'm the Salt River Schools Communications and PR Director, and I'm here today with a bunch of our awesome leaders. We're going to talk with you about some really important things you need to know about school and school year 2021. We're going to wait for a couple minutes while some folks get online with us. But we got some great information for you, and we're glad you're here to join us. Don't forget that this will be recorded and posted on our website afterwards. We'll have some links to go with the information being shared. Make sure you guys get all the information that you need. And feel free to drop your questions or comments for us with the live video on Facebook, and we'll do our best to answer those as they come in. Seven views, great. Fantastic. We got a thumbs up, great. Really hoping that everyone can hear me. It looks like my mic's going good, but if you can hear me, maybe give a thumbs up. Excellent, just got another thumbs up. I'm going to take that as a go. Once again, I'm Taté Walker. I'm the Salt River Schools Communication and PR Director. And I'm here today to bring you a live conversation with our Acting Superintendent, Dr. Cynthia Clary. She's joined today by our Education Board President, Mr. Henry Osif. And we have a couple other fantastic guests with us and telling you some information you need to know. So stay here with us. Fantastic, loud and clear. Thanks, Kim. Really appreciate you being here with us. Again, if you have any comments, questions as we go through this presentation, please just drop them in our comments space, and we'll do our best to answer them as they come through. This is being recorded, so just be aware of that. It'll also be available post-live, so it's going to be on our website as well if you can't stay the whole time. We understand. So without further ado, we're going to get started here. And our first guest coming up today, hello. Our first guest coming up today is our Salt River Schools Education Board President, Mr. Henry Osif.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's forum. I hope you get a lot of information and that we're presenting today. So again, if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to send them to us. But I just want to thank everybody that's helped us thus far, all the staff and the departments throughout the community and through the education department. Taté for getting all the communication out and letting us know how everything's going and what support services we have for everyone to use and reach out. So please feel free to call the education department, and if you have any questions on any of the schools outside the community, also with that, how you need your resources, different things you need to know about, please feel free to call us and reach out to the staff here at Salt River Schools. I just want to share too that to all the staff that has helped thus far in getting us to where we are today, I really appreciate all the support that some of the departments have gone through to help us provide safety and precaution with the COVID-19. So I just want to make sure everybody that follows those directions and guidelines and stays safe. If there's anything that you need support of your services for your students, please call us and let us know. There's a lot of information today, so please take notes, and any phone numbers that we give you, please use those freely. Again, I just want to say thank you to everybody, and I really appreciate you guys understanding it is kind of hard. As a parent, I know I'm going through it with my students at home, and it's just a lot. You know, I have to have, I don't know how many passwords for certain things, but I have to have a log. So those help me though. So, you know, anything to help, we're here to help and support. So thank you again, and I just want to thank Dr. Clary and her staff. Um, and with that, I would like to introduce Dr. Clary.
All right. Good afternoon, Salt River. So first of all, welcome to this virtual community forum. Thank you to Mr. Osif for doing a great job. I think it's so important for everybody to remember that he's a parent. So everything that we're all struggling with, he's struggling with too. So thank you again, Mr. Osif. I think that's a perfect segue to share a couple of things with you, to make sure that we're all on the same page about our current situation. I want to make sure that everybody understands that Salt River Schools understands that families, students, staff, we're all experiencing some anxiety with our current situation due to COVID. But I want to make sure that you understand that while there are many unknowns still for us all, that we are all here to support you as staff members, as students, as families, as community members. It's a really challenging time, but again, we're all here to support you. Our focus continues to be providing a seamless, meaningful learning experience for our students that focuses on increased student engagement. We want to make sure kids are on, getting their lessons done, while also making sure that we're increasing the types of support that we offer our kids and our families. We want to make sure that all of our kids, staff members feel connected and engaged every single day, and that's what we're working towards. So we really appreciate all the support. I've been really encouraged by all the positivity and support we've received from the community. We're so blessed to serve Salt River, the community, and we appreciate all the support that they've given us. I know that as we work together, something that I've told staff before is that we can do anything, whether it's virtual or not. We can do anything together. Remember that together we are strong, we're powerful, we're resilient, we're unstoppable. So today, the focus of this community forum is really to talk about those kinds of supports that we have in place right now. So I'm going to turn it over first to Robert Gray. If you don't know Robert, he is our Director of Curriculum and Instruction, and he's going to talk about some of the fascinating and wonderful ways that our CNI and instructional staff are supporting students. Robert.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. And again, my name is Robert Gray, Director of Curriculum and Instruction for Salt River Schools. And I just want to start by saying thank you to everyone who has made this transition to learning at home as smooth and as successful as it has been. Thank you to every parent, every grandparent, every concerned family member, guardian, caretaker, whoever you are, whatever you've done to help our students to continue to learn during this time. We greatly appreciate that. Time is moving forward, and our students must learn. We can't just sit around and wait for things to get better. So we got to work through these things. And I just want to talk about a few of the things that we have to support learning and teaching as we go forward. So as you probably know, at the elementary school, learning is mostly happening through packets that teachers are creating. And teachers are also using ClassDojo to give some instruction and encouragement. And students have been doing that work and getting those packets back. Really do greatly appreciate that. But a more effective way to do learning while we're at home is through live instruction, even though it will be over the internet. We're working on that right now. So one of the first things we had to do is make sure that everybody has a internet connection and has a laptop that's capable of getting on the internet. And I believe that we are done or almost done with distributing laptops and iPads to everybody who needed them that didn't have them. And so now the next thing that we need is a platform for teachers to use and students to use to connect with each other and to share the work that needs to happen. And I'm very pleased to announce that the community has purchased Microsoft Teams for Education platform. So lots of things are going on right now behind the scenes. And as soon as all of the technical things are in place, then training will happen for teachers. And then, of course, we'll get information out to parents, and you can get a little training as well about how to support your child as they work through that program. But we're really excited about the use of Microsoft Teams to take our instruction while we're at home to the next level. This will mean that teachers will be able to work with students live, and students will see their teachers, and teachers will see their students. They can show each other their work. They can communicate and collaborate with one another. So this is going to be a wonderful thing. So keep watching the website for updates as that is rolling out over the next few weeks. Let me talk about another support that we have going on here. We're going to be sending out something we're calling School at Home Kits for grades K through 6. This kit is going to be in a crate that will contain some school supplies, some headphones for you to use with your laptops or computers. There'll be a math workbook called Learn, Practice, and Succeed. There's going to be an extensive set of English language arts materials, some readers, a novel or two, a reader's writer's journal that will be based upon whatever grade level your child is in, so they'll be age and grade level appropriate. And those supplies are for you to use when for instruction. For our teachers will be referring to those items when you have them. And you get to keep those items for the rest of the year. Even after we return back to being face-to-face in the building, you can keep those materials at home for your child as he or she works through her learning. Another support that we have that's rolling out are tutors. Now, we have had tutors in place since before I joined Salt River. Great program, great set of young people who get to spend a little time working with your child when they need a little extra help. Well, our tutors are going through training right now, actually, so that they're going to be able to, within the next week or so, be able to start tutoring online with your students. So teachers will be assigning students to tutors. If you think your child needs help, reach out to your teacher and communicate with them, and we'll get things set up. But that's rolling out very, very shortly. Let's see what else to talk about here. One thing you might be interested in knowing about is what are we doing about testing. Essentially what you should know is that no formal testing will be going on while we are not on campus. But as soon as we return back from campus, then we'll start doing some of the normal things we do, like the NWEA benchmarking. We'll do that when we return back to campus. In terms of state testing, those are scheduled for April and May at this point. And again, that just depends upon how and when we return back to being on campus. But those tests will happen if and when we're back actually on campus. So don't really worry about those things right now. Continue to look at our website. The curriculum instruction has its own page on the Salt River website, but you don't have to search really hard. Taté's very good at making sure that all the pertinent information is in multiple places for you to find. So I have one last thing to say, just by way of encouragement. As Mr. Osif said, as Dr. Clary said, you know, these are difficult times, and we just need to work through them. I have a son who is in the 6th grade, and he's working at home, and you know, we're trying to do all the things to support him, and we just recognized last week that he wasn't really paying attention to the teaching. He was able to do pretty well with the classwork, but when it came to the quizzes, he was not doing well at all. And so when we questioned him about it, we discovered that he was just doing as well as he was because he was able to guess. Now, so he's a pretty good guesser. He's pretty smart. But we discovered that he really wasn't learning what he needed to learn. And that's not unusual for children, right? But we have to pay attention, is all I'm saying to you. We have to pay attention. And we made the adjustment with him. We told him, you know what? It's not about a grade. It's about learning. So we decided we were going to go back to the beginning and start over and ensure that my son is actually paying attention to the videos and is not just simply guessing on his work. Our children need our support during these really uncertain times. And the one thing that I would say, if there's anything that you can do, that we all can do actually, is try to just set up some routines for your child. If you can make things the same for your child week in and week out, it will go a long ways to help them. And I don't just mean the time that they start their work, but I mean even the place and what they have in front of them, what they have with them. A routine about how do you talk to your child after they've done their work. The more you do the same sorts of things in the same sort of way, the more you reduce anxiety about being having to learn school in such a different way, and the more they can actually focus on their learning. So I just want to encourage everyone, again, thank you for everything that you've done. And if you haven't thought about it much, think about the routines you have in place and how you can strengthen those routines with your children. So if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please reach out to me. If you have any questions about tutors, reach out to your child's teacher. You can also reach out to Kathy Tucker, who is our Director of Literacy and Tutoring Services. But if you have any questions whatsoever, please reach out to us. Thank you. And so next we have the Director of Student Services, Dr. Vicki Corlett.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Vicki Corlett. I'm the Director of Student Support Services, and I wanted to share with you guys today that we are still supporting families and students. That's what my department is known for, and we're just doing it a little bit differently nowadays. So I wanted to share what each department is still doing, so if you need these services, you have the ability to reach out and get that help that you need. You also have the ability to always call at admin, and I can direct you to them and help solve the supports that you need. The first department we're looking at is School and Community Relations. School and Community Relations has two sections that they focus on. They have counselors that will support your students in Mesa, Noah Webster, and other sites, as well as some of our Salt River schools as well. If your child is experiencing some difficulties at the Mesa Public Schools and you need some assistance navigating that system, they are the place to call and we can get you some help with that. If your child is still needing help in placement, we can also help you enroll your child as well, because we have some families that are still struggling with enrollment, so they can help with that as well. We are also the same group that does truancy and attendance. So if your child is struggling with attendance, we are still monitoring attendance. However, we understand that we're in these difficult times and we're navigating these waters. So we just ask that you reach out to us and talk to us so we can help you navigate that as attendance issues come up. The next group that I want to share with you is Child Find. Child Find services our 0 to 5 group. So if you have a student or a child that in that age range from 0 to 5 and you think they need to be screened, or you would like them to be screened just to see how they are doing and where they are developmentally, please reach out to them because they can actually support you. If your child has some extra things that they need some help with, they can also support you with that as well for that age group. So I encourage you to reach out to them. We already have families right now reaching out, and so we've been hooking them up with services. And keep in mind the services are teleservices right now, but it still assists your child. The next group that I like to share is the Special Education Department. I want to commend all the staffs at all the sites for doing an amazing job providing supports for students with disabilities. We are providing goals through packets. We are doing check-ins with kids and families to provide these supports the best way we can. Just like Mr. Gray shared, they are very excited about a virtual platform coming so we can see your children and provide services in a better way. But until then, we are doing a lot of check-ins. We are sending packets via mail home, and we are calling and checking in with kids and as well as parents. I encourage you to put your kid on the phone when the teacher calls so they can have that communication over the phone and have that interaction, because that's very important. But I would like to commend the general education teachers as well as the special education teachers at all the sites. They've done a phenomenal job collaborating to support our kids this time, so that is amazing. The next group I would like to share is, they're called social service facilitators. However, they're not connected with social services. They actually support families. So if you're in need of services, whether it's electricity, food, your kid is struggling and you need help creating a routine, as Mr. Gray shared, they can actually help and support that. Their job is to work with the family unit, and right now they're supporting many families by checking in, dropping off things that can't get to them, that type of thing, to make the student successful as well as the family. We're here for everybody, not just the students. So I encourage you, if you need that kind of support, to reach out. The next group I would like to share about is the BHS. We have a wonderful partnership with BHS in the community, and we still continue to collaborate with them on a regular basis, even though they're not in the schools at the moment. And they are doing teleservices with your kids for the cases that they already had. If for some reason you've lost contact with BHS, it is very easy to get back in touch with them and get your services back up and running, and you will not have to go through the long, lengthy intake. It would actually be short since you've already had services with them before. So I encourage you during this time, these services are great to have in place because kids are having a lot of anxiety and they're struggling with the new norm. So it's very important that you reach out to them, and we have been collaborating with BHS to make sure our students still get services. So I encourage you to do that as well. And lastly, I wanted to share that our department is about making kids successful. So if you do not know the answer to something, or you're trying to figure out where I can get that help, we are the best place to come to, because we can connect you to that service. And so I encourage you to call Ed Admin at that main number if you need help, because then we can connect you to the service that you need and make sure you guys get everything you deserve. So once again, on the last note, I'd like to appreciate the schools and the extra effort that they're going to, because during this time we are still conducting IEP meetings, we are still holding evaluations, and the schools have been phenomenal setting up those meetings via conference. And the parents, you guys have been awesome coming to those meetings. We've had more parent participation during this time, and that is amazing. So we just want to thank you guys for that, and we want to encourage you to keep supporting your kids from home, because I know it is difficult. And I want to encourage the teachers to keep supporting, because they're doing an awesome job with what they're doing. And I know we want the virtual platform, and it will come soon. So keep doing what you're doing, and it is much appreciated. So I just want to thank you for your time, and have a great day.
Fancy here. Thank you, everybody, once again for joining us for a conversation with our Salt River Schools leaders. We appreciate that you've been an active participant, especially during these times. We appreciate your patience. We appreciate your support. There's a lot of stuff we're figuring out, but we're doing it together, and I think that's what makes our district one of the best. I want to go over a couple things, because we have a lot of really exciting stuff that's still going on with all this. Also, I put some links in our comment section to match a little bit of what Mr. Gray and Dr. Corlett were talking about with regards to like setting up space for your children to learn at home. Our School and Community Relations Department, which acts as a phenomenal liaison when it comes to other school districts, and any support that you need. We're here to help. So check out those resources. I also want to let you guys know that at the ECEC, we've got a couple really cool things happening there. One thing is the 3-year-old playground has been completed, and it looks fantastic. I'm going to show you a quick video about that here. As you can see, the playground looks pretty awesome. It's brand new. I got to go on the squishy environment there, and it was. Don't worry, I didn't ride all the rides yet, but it's really fun, and we can't wait to have the kids play on it. Got another video here. Let's see. Just look at that! How much fun! Fantastic. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. In addition to that, at the ECEC, every Monday they have their distribution days. And if you don't know about these, we have an event link up on our Facebook page, also on our website as well. And the teachers are out there every Monday at a couple different times, and they're giving away supplies, resources. If you've called your family advocate or your teacher and have asked for anything, you'll find your stuff there every Monday. And rain, shine, or extreme heat, as was the case with when this video was made. So kudos to them for being out there every Monday and interacting with our families. At the elementary school, those teachers are hard at work as well. Every Monday and Tuesday, we've got distribution of homework, supplies, materials. Mr. Gray was talking about some of those lit kits coming home with a bunch of cool stuff for learning at home. Those will be distributed in the same way that homework is. Every Monday and Tuesday, I believe, 8 to 4-ish. Yes. You can drop off your students' homework and also get your students' work. Show that again there. Look at that awesome sign. Stop here for homework. The teacher comes out, distributes your kids' homework, and you're good to go. It's super simple. They've made it amazing. You'll see there's like a gray box behind the teacher there. If no one's available to take your child's homework, let's say it's not Monday or Tuesday or it's an off time, you can drop your student's homework in that secure box and your teachers will get it. So that's a great way to make sure your student is staying on top of the work that's being assigned. In addition to that, the elementary school understands, as we've all been saying, we're parents, we know that it can get really frustrating with that online learning, and technology help is here for you though. We have teachers set up on those distribution days, but also available at all times, all business hours, to help you with technology. You can talk to your child's teacher, also just call our main line. Again, that number is 480-362-2500. And we'll help you out. So that's Miss T, and she's been taking calls. And look at that setup. She's outside. She's safe. She's got gloves when she needs them. It's pretty awesome to see how much these teachers are doing with regards to making sure your students are learning as best as possible. So we're here to help. So that's at elementary. Oh, also wanted to mention at elementary that our specials teachers have been doing some pretty awesome stuff on video. Well, actually, all your teachers are on ClassDojo, but the specials teachers have made their videos accessible to anyone that wants to see them. So we've got a lot of screen share here. So if you go to our YouTube channel, or go to the Salt River Elementary School website, it's pretty easy to navigate to those videos, but you'll see some awesome videos from our librarian, our music and movement teacher. Those are pretty fun. You'll see our Coach B with his challenges that I myself have not yet been able to beat him yet. I will though eventually. Let's see what else we've got. We got a bunch of stuff, and I really encourage you to check them out. Oh, tons of books being read aloud. This is great. It's a great calming activity for a lot of students. It helps students see their teachers' faces, maybe sans masks. And actually, one of our teachers, Miss Enriquez, who was our Employee of the Year, by the way, she reminds us that anytime you're interacting with staff, this is a great reminder anyway, you got to wear your masks. This is extremely important. It's something that we're following as much, well, always, especially when we're on site here. We hope that anytime you interact with our staff in person, that you're wearing your mask as well to keep everyone safe. So thank you for that. But our videos don't have to wear a mask. So that's pretty fun. Let's see here what else we got. So at ALA, the Accelerated Learning Academy, I have a message here from our principal, Jama Nacke, who's saying things are going really awesome. The reason those are going awesome, though, is because our teachers and our students and our families are staying highly connected. I think that's a big piece here, is that in order to help whenever we can, in order to make sure your students are learning as best they can, that we stay connected. And that's usually, directly with your teachers, of course, but also our website, our social media pages. We're on Facebook as well as Instagram and YouTube. We hope you can join us on those places. I just want to read out some of the notes that Ms. Nacke mentioned here, because I think it's pretty neat, and it shows and just as our students and teachers are doing with each other. Teachers are working with students daily to support online learning. Students are being provided printed resources when needed. So this isn't all the technology sphere of digital awesomeness, although it can be. But we also want to make sure we're meeting our families where they're at. So if we need anything printed from us, that's what those distribution days are for. And ALA is doing that just as much as ECEC and elementary school. Ms. Nacke says that they meet weekly as a staff and communicate throughout the day to ensure everyone is up to date on student progress and on information. So they're staying connected too as staff. And then she ends with, we have close contact with students and families because that's an important part of remote learning as well as in-person learning. And she is so right. And if you had any questions, the number you can dial for Accelerated Learning Academy is 480-362-2130. I think I got that. But we also have a website that's constantly updated. Mr. Gray was talking about some testing. There will be some ACT information on the ALA website, so make sure you check that out and have your students as prepared as possible for that. Yes. Oh, we got some comments here about congratulations to Mrs. Enriquez, right, for Employee of the Year. I know that kind of went under the radar a little bit. We announced it to our staff at the beginning of the school year. Mrs. Enriquez has it's just amazing. We have all amazing staff. But Mrs. Enriquez, if you haven't seen her daily announcements, I mean, I feel like I can do video pretty well, but she blows me out of the water every time. And those announcements, by the way, can also be found on that YouTube page I was showing you before. Check them out. They're just super fun and put a smile on your face. They're not long to watch, and I highly recommend them. Some news from higher education. So they're going to be doing a Facebook Live orientation on September 30th. It'll also be at 3 p.m. Stay tuned for more information about that. Higher education does an orientation every year, and it helps students navigate the various funding paths that they can take. It introduces students to the advisors. It lets you know how to make contact between the schools, the higher education institutions you're going to be going to, the colleges and universities, the trade schools. Make sure you keep up with them. If you are interested in doing any kind of higher education, our staff are here to help. But the orientation is going to be a great first place to start. There's some upcoming deadlines for scholarships, and they'll let you know all that information. Higher education also has a website we encourage you to go to. It's got a lot of links for scholarships. It has all those deadlines I was just mentioning. It will soon have information about that orientation. But if you're going to mark your calendars, once again, that's September 30th. At 3 p.m. It's going to be on Facebook Live just like this. We'll also have it recorded for later watching. So we hope you can join us. And then just as a final here, we hope that everyone's taking advantage of our awesome food services. We've opened up our meal distribution to any youth 18 and under. This is pretty amazing stuff. We recognize there was a need not just to serve our enrolled students, but also any youth who is hungry. So we've got breakfast and lunch being served every weekday from 10 to 11:30, and those can be picked up at our Early Childhood Education Center. So that's located on Center and Chaparral. But what's also really cool is our food services team and transportation teams teamed up to provide meal delivery. This is better than Yelp, people. This is a fantastic opportunity because we know you're busy and we know you have other things you need to be doing. And so if you have any questions about that, we've got some really good information on our website, www.saltriverschools.org. Just want to show you a couple things from that food services. Here we go. Show off some of our cool staff doing awesome things. Look at them go. Yeah, they're up there like 5 a.m. and earlier, and they're working in that massive heat. But now we have the buses lined up too. It's pretty awesome to be out there. Mrs. Myers goes out every Friday and does some cool stuff. She's usually giving out some neat swag, if you will. Last week we partnered with Whataburger. We will be partnering with other organizations as part of the community's efforts to, increase other offerings to our folks. Look at that meal! I think that was pita bread, you guys. That's better than I eat. It was barbecue, I think, and squash. Yum yum. Yeah, and this is again for all youth 18 and under. Infants included. You can test that food for the infants, of course, now. But come and grab some food. Super, super yummy, and the folks that are making it care, and you can really taste that too. Let's see here. And what else here? I think that's all I've got for you guys. Really appreciate you being here. Again, this is going to be recorded. Has been recorded. It's going to be posted up on our website. It'll be on YouTube. We'll have links separating into different topics so you can get right to the information you need. I encourage you at any time, if you have questions that we didn't get to answer, or if you had questions you didn't feel comfortable posting on YouTube, my email that you can send to is communications@saltriverschools.org. Anytime you have anything you want to talk about, I'm here to help with that as best as I can. You can also call our front desk, 480-362-2500. You're more than likely going to get a hold of yours truly. I'm answering those phones for you as best as I can. Leave a message and I'll get back to you for sure. We want to make sure that communication is the biggest way that we get the support that you need and the resources that you need. Anything else here? Let me just go through real quick our comment section, see if there's anything we didn't get to. We had a message from our registrar at the former Salt River High School saying there's a lot of sports awards. If you were a parent of a student who attended Salt River High School and was an athlete, we most likely have an award waiting for you. You can give me a call or shoot me an email, and we can get that sorted out for you. What else here? Anything else? I think that's it. Again, thank you all so much for joining us today. I'm just going to do a look around the room. Anyone else have anything they want to share? All right. Do you want to get on and say? All right. We'll let Dr. Clary end out our conversation. Again, thank you so much, and let us know if you have any questions.
Thank you, Taté, for an always amazing job. And thank you to our wonderful board chair, Mr. Henry Osif, Robert Gray, our curriculum director, and Dr. Corlett, our director of student support services. So thank you for spending your afternoon with us. As Taté said, it'll be recorded, so feel free to ask any questions that you have. I wanted just to close with that, this has been such a rough time for everybody, that I just wanted to make sure that everybody understands that the physical and emotional well-being of our students, our staff, our families, our community is our priority. It's very, very important that we take care of ourselves and take care of each other. So when you're working through the instructional piece as a parent and you're trying to figure out what to do on a packet, take a break, take a walk, bake a cake. There are lots of other instructional opportunities that you can provide your kids that won't be so difficult maybe, or it might be the first time you've done it. So I think that just have some mental health, well-being opportunities built into your day, and don't stress about it. And please know when we do get back, whenever that is, we'll have supports here for staff and students and family members. Whatever we need to do, we're here for you. Thank you so much for spending your time with us again, and we'll talk to you soon.